Today, I'm going to take you through the process of making a wallet. This would be very similar to making a knife slip. This will just be a little more complicated. First, I have a pattern I made. This is out of Kydex. And I'm going to place this on the leather. I'm going to put it so it's flush at the bottom. Now, this particular customer asked for one that would hold a few more cards. So I'm going to make the same wallet, but just a little bit wider. I'm going to make it 1/8 inch wider than I normally do. So I'm not going to scribe this side. I'm going to come down one side. Then I'm going to move over 1/8 of an inch. So you can see that extra 1/8 of an inch here. And I can just do this by eye. When I have that the way I want it, then I'll scribe down the other side. There we have it transferred to the leather. Now, one thing I use a lot on leather, I use this combination square, and I take the metal ruler out, and that works perfect. Now, what I typically do when I cut this out, I'm going to cut this out just ever so slightly oversized, because after I fold and glue this together, I want to be able to trim the ends, trim these two edges to get them perfect. The flap can be cut true. So I'm going to put the ruler on here, and then move it over just the slightest bit. And we'll make our first cut. I'm going to come over to the other side. Place the ruler here, and then move it over just a little bit and make a cut on this side. I'm not going all the way through. Okay, on this side I think I'm going to go all the way through, because this leather here that's up in this portion will be used to make the strap that holds the lid closed. You'll see what that is later on. Now the rest here gets cut out by hand. Across the top here, I can use that ruler. And we'll save this piece for our flap. Just take your time with it and follow the line accurately. Then for the other side, my hand may be covering this up for a little bit. That's unavoidable. There's the basic wallet. Now for the strap that holds the wallet shut. First I'm going to trim off one edge. Then the other thing I use this ruler for, it's the perfect width for the strap. So I just come down the other side of it and make a cut. And then there we have it. Once this gets folded, this piece will go across here, and then that's where the flap gets tucked into. Now before I glue the wallet together, I'm going to smooth out the suede side. we have this side already is nice and smooth, but this side I'd like to smooth out some. So I'm going to use the Tokonol, or however you actually pronounce this stuff, and just go over this. This is a burnishing agent. You use the same stuff to burnish the edges. What I'm going to do is just stay a little bit away from the edges where I'm going to put the glue. And what this will do is help the cards to slide in and out nicely, rather than having a rough finish on the inside. It's really funny how this stuff works on leather, but it doesn't affect your skin at all. And there's nothing in here that's harmful, and it's fine to get it on your skin. I guess the best way to put it is it does nothing to live skin. Go on the edge of the wood. And look at the difference. I'll give you a close-up of that. You can see the difference where you have the full suede here versus the burnish section. Now what we're going to do is apply some glue here on the edges. And then fold it over. And we're going to use these two corners here to mark out where the fold should go. And then I use scrap pieces of leather. This is a very soft leather. It's almost more like a vinyl. And we're going to use some clips here as clamps. And we're going to leave that sit until it's dry. Okay, let's remove the clips and see what we have. A little hard to see, but you can see the lines where it was cut a little bit oversized. Let's trim that off, and that'll clean up this edge. So again, we'll place the straight edge on here. Line it up carefully and make a nice straight cut. Do the same thing on the other side. So as you can see, that gives us a nice clean edge. So when we burnish it, it'll be perfect. Now these corners here, I can do by eye. Just to even them out nice. And then we'll take a little off the corners here. just to kind of round it slightly. That looks pretty good. Next, I'm going to take a pair of scribes, and I have these set for where the stitching goes. And I'm going to use the scribes to put a mark on each side. There, you should be able to see those marks. And that'll be a guide for punching the holes.